pastor, right?
Yes.
And you're a radio host?
Yes.
Okay. And you said you believe white people should have more children?
We definitely need white babies. And I tremble at the idea that the white group is going down in numbers, because if you lose white folks, America, it's over for America. Because if you notice, white people tend to be more innovative. They're more creative. They have ideas about things. All these other races don't do nothing but destroy. They don't build, they destroy.
Not only was that the internalization of black inferiority, that rhetoric is also dangerous because it reinforces those white nationalist ideas they being replaced. It's almost like we're capitulating. Yeah, capitulating. I like that word. Capitulating fear, paranoia for them folks over there that almost justifies the extermination and incarceration of the people that look like you. This might go over some of y'all heads. However, as patriarchy has no gender, in the wise words of bell hooks, white supremacy has no race. Some people misunderstand racism to be purely about the prejudiced attitudes and behaviors we express to others on the basis of their race. This limited perpetuator versus victim view ignores the fact that we all are incalculated by white supremacist ideology and irrespective of our racial identities. Y'all seen the way that Dr. Phil looked at him?
You want to be white so bad. What does that even mean? Like I said in the panel, what does it mean to act white? What does it mean to practice white adjacency? Does it mean to work hard? Does it mean have a family, buy a house, go to church, dress properly? Is that what it means? I'm just going to say it. How is that an insult? Telling someone that they're trying to act white, which first of all is pretty rich coming from a Gen Z pop culture full of non-black kids from the suburbs trying to act like inner city black people. Hey, it's true. Vince, you can't say that. Why not? It's true. It's the case. The only reason that they use acting white as an insult is because they think it is bad to be white. But it's not. Actually, being born white is not a crime.
Let's start from the top. A lot to unpackage here. Number one, when you ask the question about acting white, one would say that it is conforming to Western values and standards, specifically when you talk about dressing proper. Dressing proper according to whom? Western values. Who are Western values constructed by? Colonists. Who were the colonists? You know what I'm talking about. Number two, when he asked the question about white adjacency, he answered his own question with everything that followed after that about dressing and about going to church. Those are respectability politics. Number three, respectability politics is defined as the belief of behaving or appearing like the dominant group in society would deem you more respectable and therefore more valuable. And that's exactly what you've engaged here in this video. Number four, this comes from a legal scholar concerning the Western world. Can you read with me? Since the Western system works by placing positivity and establishing its self-identity on the value of the white, it structures its primary opposition negatively on the level of black. To speak in racial opposition, in reference to the anti-black world, which two principles value are predominant, we see it is best to be white, and second, it is worse to be black. Or to put it in multicultural terms, it is best to be white, but when that fails, at least avoid being black at all costs. Number five, he kind of had a point about non-black kids acting like they from the urban area, putting on blackness like a performance. He got a point right there. However, number six, it shows you that you're being facetious or you're engaging in racial gaslighting because you know what acting black means, but you don't know what acting white means. Number seven, some people really believe if it ain't white, then it ain't right, huh? Number eight, acting white or being adjacent to white is conforming or assimilating. Are we familiar with these concepts? What we on? Number 10? Yeah, what he did, though, was illustrate his racial illiteracy, his lack of ability to read and write situations pertaining to race. When y'all go back into the video and see when we talked about dressing properly, who y'all think told him dressing with a suit was dressing properly?
A lot of you can't grapple with the fact that the black community commits a disproportionate amount of crimes in America.
Y'all give people like this too much attention, but here goes nothing. Number one. If black people are only 13% of the population, but 81% of the time when a white person is killed, they're killed by another white person, how in the hell can you conclude that black people commit the most crimes in America? Number two, you keep on bringing up this homicide rate, racializing it about a black thing. The red represents black people. This comes from the National Registry of Exonerations. We see that not only homicide, but all crimes, black people make up the majority of the exonerations. Let's keep on going. Number three, African Americans who are convicted of murder are about 50% more likely to be innocent than any other convicted murderers and spend a longer time, even if they're innocent. Number four, you say that black people commit the most crimes in America, but white people are most likely to commit a mass shooting or domestic domestic terrorism, and I guess you don't care about that, huh? Number 5, y'all stop tagging me in this woman's shit. She's not gonna respond to me because she don't want nothing with me, man.
White privilege is not a thing. If white privilege was a thing, then there wouldn't be.
I recognize that white privilege is a hard concept for a lot of folks to wrap their head around, and they think the notion of white privilege means that white folks don't work hard, or it means that white people are born with silver spoons in their mouth and that they don't never face no trials or tribulations. This is not what white privilege is. White privilege merely means your life is not hard because you are white. It does not mean that you ain't ever went through nothing, or it don't mean you ain't never fought for nothing. Here's an example of white privilege. Since 9/11, we've had 11 domestic terrorist attacks here in America, but we are still convinced that we should be worried about the brown Muslims when it comes to terrorism. White privilege gives these domestic terrorists the ability to fly under the radar. Another example of white privilege. People love to talk about poverty as if it explains policing, but they don't talk about how poor white neighborhoods and poor black neighborhoods are policed differently. This is white privilege. Of white privilege. Your history is the core curriculum. My history is an elective. I got more examples too if you need them. You know what I mean? Hopefully this give you clarity.